to the show. I'm Gary Jenkins, and today we're going to paint some peonies. Yeah, let's take a look at the painting up here so you guys get a chance to see what we're going to do. Well, look at that. It's beautiful. It has beautiful stems coming up. Notice the nice curve that it has, a nice S curve. Nothing straight in here. And look at how we're playing the cool leaves against the dark leaves. And look at the color excitement that we have in the background. I'm going to show you guys today how to paint these beautiful peonies. And these guys are out of my garden. I just went out there and picked them and brought them in and set them in a vase and just painted them. Anytime you guys get a chance to work from real flowers, you try to do it because they're your best teacher out there. Okay, let's take a look at the canvas. Now this is just a 14 by 18 portrait smooth canvas. It has an acrylic background which just is white and black. You make a gray acrylic and you use a sponge brush to put it on with. And then I took some linseed oil and put some linseed on here with my paper towel. And make sure you wipe it down really, really good so you don't have a lot of oil on there. Otherwise your paint will start to run. We have a paper palette. I always use a paper palette down here. It's disposable. But if you have paint left over, you can always just take off the excess and put it on another page. I really like these disposable palettes because it's very important to keep your mixing area nice and clean. So let's start our peony going. Now this color here, this is probably a color all you floral painters need to have. It's called Phthalo Red Rose. And I've got some Phthalo Red Rose mixed with white. I use these beautiful synthetic brushes that come to a nice chisel, and you can tell if they chisel because if your brush doesn't chisel, you'll never get fine lines like that. Many of your synthetics, they'll spread out. Instead of a skinny line, you'll get a fat line. So remember, you want to get really beautiful synthetics that have a memory, and with this memory, they keep their chisel edge. Actually, these have a memory because they're heat treated. And by heat treating them, they'll always have a beautiful chisel edge. Let's paint this peony. We don't want to crowd the edge now. Never put a flower up in the corner. But we're going to come down right about in here. And remember, I have some linseed on there, which is helping the paint to move along. And here we're going to just sort of indicate some petals. Come back down, pick up a little more of that Phthalo Red Rose and white. And all we're after is the outline. What's happening on the outside edge? Yes. Drawing is important. You guys at home should sit down and with a pencil and paper and just sit and sketch flowers. Whether it's a peony or a rose, it really doesn't matter. But you need to be at home, get your pencil and paper, sketch, because it's so important to learn how to draw. So that when you come up here, you notice that this flower that I have up here is an oval shape. It's oval because we're looking at it from the side. As that flower turns towards us, it would get more round. Yeah. Now let's come in and let's take a little of this Phthalo Red Rose, maybe a touch of crimson, no medium this time. And we're going to come in here just on the edge. Well, that might be a little strong. Sometimes it's an experiment. You get up here, if it's too strong, you go, oh, put a little more white with it. There's a petal. Pick that petal right out of there. We're going to come over here and pick another petal out. Now these are rather subtle. Subtle. Not too bright, not too dark, because this is really in the middle tone. Because if we mess up, it's easy to change it. If you have a bunch of dark color on here all over the place, it's very difficult to change. Now we have our basic shape in there. Now we're going to come down to the palette. Let's pick up a little of this wonderful, beautiful sap, and also some phthalo yellow green. Place that right Now what this does, you notice how I wiggle the brush? And we kind of brush it up. Okay, now we've just established the center. But we're going to just kind of pull some of that out with our chisel edge brush. Just a little bit. Okay. Now we're going to take and deepen up some of these edges. A little more crimson, just a little. Don't scream and holler. You have to be rather subtle with everything. Maybe another one coming up. Even over the green. Bring it up. A little touch in there. Another little touch. Notice how I back up and then come forward. Back up and then come forward. What does that do? See that little dark? Uh-huh. Watch it. Back up and in. Back and in. Back and in. Back and in. And look at what that does. It gives you a beautiful dark color. Okay, so when you see me doing it, many times it's so fast, you guys don't see me backing up and then coming in. Backing up and then coming in. Yes! Learn a few things and you'll be painting all these beautiful flowers. Well, look at that. Here we are talking just about painting itself. Cad red light, a beautiful color. Watch, we're going to spark it up. Ba-boom! Yes! You're going, wait a minute! Hold the phone. Isn't that a little bright? Yes, it is. But you have to put it on bright first. Then we're going to go in and blend it out. Maybe we'll curve that bottom a little. Yes. And maybe a little shot there. Yes. And maybe a little down here. Yes. And we'll pull that in. Ooh. Yes. And if it's still popping maybe a little bit much, we'll come in and work back into it. You see, we're in full control of everything happening. Experiment with color. Play with color. White doesn't make things necessarily lighter. It neutralizes color. It makes it duller. So you can see me going in and using that white to neutralize that really bright color. And we keep playing and maybe softly bring it out. Now it's cooking. Now it's right. Let's go down and take a little touch of linseed, a little of our phthalo red rose and white, titanium white. Come on over here and let's get our next one in. Remember that I have linseed oil on here. We'll block it in. Look at those petals. They're like this. They're going, yes, yes. It's flying. It's almost like a bird with wings. Taking off. This one is a side view. And so maybe it's a little more elongated. And we're going to come in and pick up some phthalo red rose, crimson. And we'll hit it here. And hit it there. And don't nag it. And hit it, hit it, hit, hit, hit. Paint a little faster than what you're comfortable with. If you paint faster, the brain will keep up. Don't worry about it. We had computers. We were born with a computer. You don't have to go out and buy one. You already have one. Wonder if I can get the internet on my computer I have that's already built into my head. I don't think so. Look at that. Now we're going to come in and take phthalo red rose. Not phthalo red rose. Phthalo yellow green. A little touch of sap. Let's come in and indicate. Oh yeah. You see, that's center. Now this is a beautiful center in this one because it's catching a lot of light. Let's take some yellow and white. Yellow and white. And we're going to come up and using our beautiful chisel edge. Now it's round. Watch me round it. And the stroke is I push down and I pull up. Down and up. Yes. Now maybe I'll use less pressure, putting less paint down. Notice how it's getting a little darker. Actually, it's a middle tone. Yeah. And I really want, oh, if it gets too hard, use your blender brush and hit it, and that will blend it out. We have a little petal just sort of hanging around up there. See that little guy? He needs another petal around him. So we'll just tighten it. Now, we don't have petals all the way around. Now, we want a little more contrast in there. So let's take our white and let's Ah, yeah, now we're pulling out that petal. Just a little more weight. Let's pull another one out. You see? Another one here. Oh. Here, this is interesting. Now watch this petal right down here. Watch me paint this way. Okay. And that, we'll put a little dark in there. This one will be a little petal flipped over. You see it? Ooh, you see those lines? Work them out. Now, let's go back into that little flippy part. Take a little more weight. Spend a little time on that flip. Yes, that's what we want. And we have another flip here. Because it's so characteristic of this peony, because they have these little edges that flip up. Another shot right in there. And let's take our cad red light that I really love this color. And we'll get a shot in there. And where else do we have? Well, oh boy, there's a bright spot in there. Let's take Phthalo Red Rose. Let's get a little boom. Zap it. Another little boom. Zap it in there. Yes. Yes. Color, color, color. Let's get that edge back. Now, we're going to darken up. Little sap green and phthalo yellow rose. Not yellow. Sap green, and why do I want to call you rose? Phthalo yellow green. And now you see, as soon as I place a little dark, you can see how it pops that flower up. But I see some more color. Let's take some yellow, cad yellow light. And I want to get a little of that touch. Yep, let's get a little more yellow. Or maybe some cad yellow medium. You never know. You don't know until you put it on and you try it. Cool. Now, let's get some stems going. Remember, stems are never straight. Well, I got this flower over a little bit, but let's see what happens. We might have to bring a stem over the top, but that might be cool looking. And down. We have, some stems are going to be going to leaves. Some stems will be going to buds way up top. You missed that. And we have another one going this way. We won't put our buds on yet. And we have some leaves. Some of these stems are going to leaves. We have another stem. Let's bring another one right up. And as, just before we get there, we twist. And we put a little pedestal on it so that it can sit on there. Oh, before I forget, let's come up with this top flower and get our weight going up here. This is where that chiseled edge comes. Remember, it's curved. You see that curved stroke? Now, and let's get it as white as we can. Now, you can get it just as white as you can while you're painting, but you'll have to wait for it to tack up to really get in there to get the white lights. Because some of this white has a tendency to soak in. Look at that. Look at the cup. Don't you love it? I don't know. Maybe I'm nuts. I love painting flowers. My wife Catherine, she's the rose grower and the peony grower. This, again, if I didn't tell you, is out in my garden. Went out there and picked them and brought them in. How we doing? I have to stand back and go, how we doing? And a minute, and another one, a stroke up here, watch it go, flat and turn. Sometimes you won't have any leaves. They just have these little stems just coming and going no place. Oh, we got a bud here. We got maybe another thing here. And another leaf coming out, overlapping, pushing that back flower back. Let's get a little more dark right in here. Oh, oh, yes. Oh, look at that. There's another bud over here. Where'd you come from, little guy? And, oh, you know what? There's color in the background. And I should have pulled my pants up. You know, I got a belly, and my belly pushes my pants down. So when I'm on here, I have to every once in a while hike up my pants. Otherwise, I'll be on here painting in my shorts. I forgot to put color in the background. How did I do that? Shoot. So you guys, when you start your paintings, it's best to put this color in first. So I'm going to sneak in with some color. Back in the background. That's a little yellow. Let's take a little orange and yellow. Orange and yellow. Sneak in here. Oh, 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 oh. And maybe out here. And maybe just kind of get sketchy. Let's put a little pink back here. Get sketchy. Whoa, did you miss that one? Do it again. Yes. And we'll take white and pink and get sketchy. Well, not that sketchy. Maybe that's a little wild. But if you don't play, when will you do anything? And another pow, 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 pow. Now I know that's hard. You're saying, oh, well, you're calling, hey, Harry, come in and look at this guy on TV. He's putting all this color in there, and it really doesn't look that great. Harry comes in and goes, you know what? You're right. It looks crummy. Let me show you how you can blend that with a paper towel. Now we'll blend it. Look at it. Blend it. Now again, I should have put this in the beginning, and I forgot. So I'm sneaking it around. Yes. But you get the idea and get the effect. We're going to take some of that pink and put in there just to carry it past those stems. Then, to tuck that color back, we'll come over. Oh, yes. Oh, honey, look at that. Watch the stroke. It's straight. Here's that chisel. Turn. If you want to wiggle a little, you could, and then back. You see how that happens? It's an oriental stroke, really, from Sumi paint. Watch it go. Watch me wiggle. Look at it happen. Let's put some more in up here. Now it's play all that color that we sneaked in there is taking its place in the back now, where it belongs. Another one here. We have some leaves coming off of there. Oh, let's make that darker. Another one here. Don't think about it. Just do it, honey. Do it to it. Let's put some buds in. We have phthalo red rose, cad red light. We're going to put a little, oh, gee, look at, can you see that color? It's burning a hole through the canvas, guys. Whoa. And let's take a little of our phthalo yellow green and sap green and put a little, yes, a little hood on it. And another one over here. Now, I won't get everything in this painting, but I assure you everything will be in the book for you to see. Look at that happen. Maybe another one come out there. There. Then, maybe we'll take a little orange and yellow. Orange and yellow. And let's come up and put just a little hint of that up there. Is that showing up? Maybe not. Take a little more. Yeah. Don't get too gaudy. And a little more up there. And let's take some phthalo yellow, green, and yellow, and find a little highlight. Ah, you see that little light? It's the little things. Maybe I'll try and keep my hand out of there. Yeah. Little reflected light. We have a liner brush. That's sometimes called a twiggy. Come on down. Or a liner. We're going to take this and come up here. If you want to, you could twist. See? See? You see that? And, oh, let's not forget that bud we have over here. Maybe another one here. Don't get wormy with your line work. And don't get line work all over the place. Whew. Cad red light. Let's get this little bud right over here. Maybe it just kind of goes over that little guy, that flower in the back. Let's take some orange with that cad red light. Yes, yes. Let's take some yellow, going right up the color wheel, and pop that. Look at that light. Can you see it? I'm going to take a small filler and take our phthalo yellow, green, and sap. And we're going to take that up here. You see that hood? And another one here. And here. Get quiet. And there's a long one that hangs down. Look at that. Buds are, I love buds. Buds gives us action in the painting. They're running all over the place. It gives us nice movement. Love it. Let's take a little more over here. Maybe there's a leaf that kind of backs up behind that center. And we're going to just go, oh, look at that white. Do you love it? Look at it, look at it. A lot of people, when they paint, they leave this excitement off. They leave off these highlights, which adds so much dimension to your painting. Curve, 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 curve. Yes, yes. Okay, what? We have some, oh, blue leaves going in, yes. Let's take some, well, I have two blues on my palette, you can see. This one is cerulean blue, which is a warm blue, and we have ultramarine blue, which is a cool blue. Let's take some warm blue. And let's bring some leaves. Oh, yeah. Look at that. I know. Wow. Whoa, yes. Very light touch, and you practice doing it. Yes. And we're going to take some of our cool ultramarine blue. And let's have some of that here. You see? Our painting would be kind of boring without the beautiful blue leaves hitting. All right, what else do we have going on here? We have a little time to play. Isn't that nice? We don't usually have that luxury of being able to show you some of the extra stuff. This is phthalo red rose and alizarin, mostly phthalo. And I'm going to go in. You see this? What you do last, as I always say, this is what people see first. And we're going to come in and just add. You see me? But you see how I pull up on the brush? I hit, and as I come in, I pull up. So this part blends. Yes. Boom, boom. Yes. In a minute, I'll show you some peony photos where I get my inspiration from. But I want to make sure I get all this good old tinting done. Little crimson, yeah, and a little phthalo red rose. A little more shot there. Okay, let me show you some photos. These are out of my garden. Now this is a little more, these petals are a little more rounded than the ones that I'm painting for you. The ones I'm doing here have a little more, where are we? Wait, where? Which camera are we on? Look at that. Don't you love it? Let's see another one. Now these are photos right out of my garden. But I like to go out, whoa, look at that one. I like to go out and pick them and bring them in. Lay them on the table, stick them in a vase, and paint away. You learn this technique. You learn the freedom. There goes my pants again. Pull them back up. You learn the freedom of expression, which is so important. It'll loosen you up. You'll be painting, you'll be creating. Who cares if your painting turns out great, if it turns out crummy? It doesn't matter. It's the traveling through the painting. It's the adventure. It's the learning experience that counts. Let's take a look at the finished painting up here, and you'll be able to see some stuff in there. Now this is what you can do when you have more time. You can see there's a lot of more detail down in here, a lot more stuff going on in the background. Well, there you are, guys. I hope your painting turns out and that you have fun doing a peony painting. And don't forget out there to stop and smell the peonies along the way. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.